Welcome back to the channel, everyone. For those of you who've been here before, thank you for returning. For those of you who are new, welcome in. Hit the subscribe button for me. This is for the fall collaboration with Crafty YouTubers United and MiniScenesGB. I'm going to be making just a little knick-knack, if you will, with a little squirrel and a little lantern in a tray. And I have these three glitters from Saya, the early autumn, the autumn, and the late autumn. And I think I'm going to go ahead and use the early autumn and the autumn just for the color, because, well, it is early autumn, so may as well start with the early autumn colors. And then for a little squirrel, we're going to mix these two, the bronze and the deep red mica powders from the Resin kit that Jamie was so sweet to send me. Jamie, thank you. And I have these little leaves. They're fabric leaves I got off of Temu. I'll link everything in the description if it's still available. That way, if you guys would like to get some and do your own fun little crafts, you can. Goodness knows we are all here for the same reason. We like to get messy. And I have these little lights for the lantern. And yeah, I love these little lights. Hopefully I don't go overboard with the glitter and the lantern's not too opaque to see the lights through them. But we will see. Things happen. But I'm going to go mix up my resin and I will be right back with you. Okay, so I have the resin mixed up here. And I have a secondary little cup that I'm going to pour a little bit of the resin into to mix the glitter in. All in all, I do believe this whole thing took about 16 ounces for the whole entire setup that I'm doing here. It's fall colors are in. I think our next collaboration will be Halloween, and I do have some molds on the way from BB Craft. They're kind enough to send me some, and I made sure I ordered the ones more geared Halloweenish. And hopefully we'll have fun enjoying those, because I'll be putting out several videos using the different things and doing different Halloween crafts in October. So that ought to be fun. So stay tuned. The unboxing of BB Craft will be coming soon, just as soon as I get them in the mail. I'm going to add my glitter here, and these Saya glitters are so gorgeous. I bought the multi-pack that has all the little bottles in it so I could see which ones I would like. These are the chunky glitters. And I thought, well, there'll probably be some I don't like. But now I really wish I would have just bought the big bottles of every one of them, because I have not found one in that kit that I do not think is absolutely gorgeous. The sparkle, the colors, just so amazing. Get this all stirred in here. And I'm going to lay this just around the edge of the tray. I don't mind if a little bit comes out of the edge, because it'll kind of, you know, just add a little more to the surface of the tray where I'm going to lay the leaves. We'll get that stirred in, and I'm going to go ahead and look for something, because I'm always losing something. I forgot to grab the little glass that I wanted to use. I have the Saya's multi-kit of glass as well that I want to use a little bit in there. And I'm just going to use the two here. Some of the green and some of the bronze, just to add a little more sparkle to it. A little more depth in with that. So it's not just glitter. There's a little more depth in there with some more solid, pretty colors. And the bronze is beautiful. It's more of an orangey bronze in my opinion than a brown bronze. Very Halloween, very fall, so we'll be having more fun with those. I recommend you guys definitely pick up the multi-pack of the glass and the different glitters to give them a try out. Saya is such an amazing brand. I use their mica powders as well. Some of them. I have a set of the macaron colorings, the pastels, because we all know I'm a pastel girly for whatever reason. Not in real life, though. I mean, only in my crafts, not when it comes to my clothing or anything like that. I wear very dark clothing, but I like to look at pretty things, if that makes sense. And I'm going to add a little bit of the autumn in there, just to give it a little more of the, oops, just a little more of the other autumn tones. You can never have too much glitter, right? Nah, never too much. And get this all stirred in, and then start pouring it around the edges. Now, usually I would have sprayed a little bit of alcohol around the edge of the tray to avoid bubbles, but I actually forgot to do that. So we're just going to have to cross our fingers and hope for the best here. And I'm going to slowly pour it down into the edges because I don't want it to run over the top. Nobody wants a huge mess. Although, if you're not making a mess, are you really crafting? Well, I'm sure you're crafting, but are you having fun crafting? I think that's the question here. Please, if you can hear my background noise, I apologize. For whatever reason, at 7:30 a.m., the gardeners decided to come and run all their machinery just outside my windows. So I'm sorry about that. But I guess things happen in real life that you would really rather not happen, but they do, and you have no control over it. I hope everybody's doing well. Get this poured in here. Now, fingers crossed I don't get bubbles under these leaves, but we know how laying things in a project can go and air pockets can happen. Now, I do have the extremely best luck with the Kiss Rail as far as getting bubbles, like when I use flowers or anything like that. Knock on wood. I have yet to get any bubbles trapped around the edges. And Jamie, once again, I want to tell you thank you so much for sending me this resin kit. I had just run out of the one that Julia had sent me, and I was really trying to decide, am I going to be able to do this? Am I going to be able to squelch the money out of the budget with my son only having 50% of his income on short-term disability? So Jamie, you saved me, and thank you so much again. And of course I made a mess because, I mean, I'm me. Messes happen. And sometimes they probably don't have to happen, but like I said, I'm me. I'm messy. I can't help myself sometimes. But we're going to get this poked down in here and pray I get all the bubbles, because like I said, I forgot to spray it with a little bit of alcohol first. But like I said, this is great resin, so I'm pretty sure we'll be okay. Let's get as much of this scraped over here as we can. The glitter does not like to move. I'm going to take a little tiny bit out. Just a little tiny bit. Because there's just nowhere else for it to go if I try to scrape it down there. Now, I thought about starting a Facebook group, and I'm just curious if any of you would be interested in joining that. Let me know, because I would love to see what you guys are doing, and with your permission, on occasion, be able to include photos at the end of my videos of some of the projects you guys are doing, and let everybody see what you guys are doing, because crafting is great and all, but it's no fun if you have no one to share it with. So if you guys would be interested in a Facebook group, just let me know, and if enough people are, then I'll go ahead and start one, and we can get to know each other better over there. Now, I will be setting this to a premiere, so we should all be chatting with each other right now. for me, it is September 5th while I'm editing this, and it's due in 2 days, and fingers crossed I get it done because I've just been tired. I'm not gonna lie, I have been so exhausted and so tired from all the stress with my son's surgery and everything, and I've been lazy. I apologize. But I am gonna try to push this out there. Hopefully you guys are seeing it on time, and you should be. You should be. If it's a little late, I apologize. I'm gonna wipe up as much of this as I possibly can. This glitter just, it doesn't want to move. It likes where it landed and wants to stay there. Even the tape's not gonna get it out, I'm sure. But we will try tape here in a moment. See if we can get some of this cleaned out of here, because it sure didn't want to wipe out. Let me grab that piece of tape, and we'll see if we can stick some of this out of here. As everybody else is excited for Halloween as I am, I'm very much a spooky movie, paranormal show type of girl. If my YouTube is not running resin videos, it's running ghost videos or creepy critters in the forest videos. I'm very much into the paranormal. I don't want to mess with it, but I do enjoy watching it. Is anybody else like me, or no, am I just weird? I don't think I'm weird. Well, maybe a little weird. We'll go ahead and we will pour the lid to the little lantern. In hindsight, I wish I would have picked up some autumn ribbon, but most people know I don't leave my house except for maybe once a week to walk about a half a block down the road to go to the gas station and pick up some smokes. Outside of that, I just don't leave the house. I even have my groceries delivered in. I don't people very well in public. So I wish I would have ordered in some of the autumn ribbon to go through the little loophole in the lantern, but unfortunately, brain didn't think about it. Budget probably wouldn't have thought about it either, though, because Amazon doesn't actually have the cheapest ribbon on it. I have looked there before, and I'm going, but I just need a little piece. And they're like, no, here's 15 rolls for $30. I'm like, I just need a little piece. I miss going to the fabric store like I used to with my mother when I was younger. I have not been to a fabric store in years. Okay, so let's clean a little bit of that off of there. Got that all filled in. We squished the tip to make sure there was no air trapped in it. Set it off to the side. Try to clean up my mess, because I know a mess gives some people anxiety, but this is glitter. So this is probably going to take me a month to clean off of this mat. I need to get another mat. Spray a little alcohol. And yeah. Hey, I think we got some of it. Well, some of it. It's just kind of scooting across the mat at this point. Oh, goodness. And now we'll go ahead and grab some of these leaves and try to get them separated with these gloves on, because I've definitely made a mess out of my gloves. And there's several different colors in this package, and I think I paid like under $2 if I remember correctly for them. But there's so many in here. I'll probably have leaves for the next 4 years doing crafts for you guys in the autumn time. And I'm realizing that I'm picking up more than one because they're very thin, but they're stacked very tight. When I first got them, I thought they were plastic because they felt so stiff, but they're just pressed that tight together. And they're not, they're just very thin fabric, and they were actually really nice to work with. I was happy to see so many different colors in the package. I'm hoping they're still available. That way I can link them in the description for you guys, because I definitely recommend using some of these in some of your crafting projects. They're really nice. Let me see if I can put it back in the plastic, and no, rip the plastic bag. I ripped the plastic. Okay. Well, we're just going to set them off to the side. We'll deal with that later. We'll get a Ziploc for them. Okay, so I'm going to stick them down into the clear resin, get them nice and moist, because from what I've seen with everybody else, it's the best way to try to avoid bubbles. And then we will lay them out here on the tray. Get as much coverage as possible, but not so much coverage that you can't tell there's multiple different leaves on there. I don't want to pack it tight and make a mess with it like that. And like I said, the colors are so pretty. There's, I want to say 5 or 6 different color variants. Now they're all just sticking to me. They all want to go at the same time. One at a time, children, one at a time. I had 5 kids. I know how to deal with you. And get them all stuck in there. Get them all laid in the tray. And hopefully, fingers crossed, I'm not trapping air under any of these, because I was not the most cautious at laying them down. I'm so used to anything that goes in there is usually done after it's poured, and then, you pour a little thin layer, but this just needed to be done this way. This is slowly becoming my favorite tray mold, and I keep having to tell myself it can't be in every video. I do love making trays, though. I make big trays and little trays and round trays and oval trays and this fancy tray, and I just like trays. To me, they're just one of the more fun things to make. One of these days, you guys will go on the wonderful journey of trying to make coasters, because I really want to perfect the bloom technique. I have yet to perfect it, and I do have samples I will show you when I do that video, and you guys can see I don't bloom well. But we'll go ahead and pour some clear, and I don't mind if it pulls some of that glitter up from out of the sides and up onto the top, because as you can see, there are some clear spaces, and it'll help fill some of that in. But also give the top of the tray just a little bit of glitz and glamour. Spray a little alcohol on there and pray for the best, no bubbles. And yes, I took my glove off because it was super sticky. And let me poke around at these, make sure I haven't trapped no air under there. I guess I didn't poke very well, did I? I just kind of looked like I barely tapped it. I apologize. Do better, Liz. Do better. Come on. And get this scooted out of the way so we can get working on the other 2 pieces, because we still have to do the lantern base, and we definitely have to pour that adorable little squirrel. Now, the squirrel mold is a matte mold, and excuse my hand, but I'm hoping pouring it in the brownish red tone, at least I hope that's the color we get, that it'll be okay matte, because I really don't want to have to rub the UV resin all over it. That's so tedious, especially since this little squirrel, you'll see, has little dips and divots all in his neck and everything, and it's just a pain. Worst comes to worst, I'll take it outside and spray it with some Krylon triple thick glaze. That's kind of my go-to when I don't want to use UV resin on something. I added a little more of the clear to the glitter and the glass that I had left over to pour into the lantern base. And I'm sure I'm going to have to mix up some more because this definitely is not going to fill that little lantern. That little lantern takes probably, I'm going to say, 4 ounces in itself. We'll add a couple drops of glue. This is a 2-ounce cup, so it's usually about a drop of glue per ounce to keep the glitter from sinking. But we'll go ahead and get it stirred up, and of course it's going to be glittery snot consistency. That's the only way to put it. Get it all stirred in, pick up some of that glass from the bottom, and as you can see, it's that gooey, nasty consistency. And I did change my gloves, as you can see. I did put them back on. Go ahead and get this poured down in there. Hoping there's enough to get at least around that core center, because that's where the glass goes down in. And this is more of a translucent than than the next round will be, because I don't think about it. And there's still glitter in here, but I will add a little bit more just to make sure we have enough glitter in there, because we want it to be sparkly. I believe this little lantern here takes about 3 ounces for the base, and then about another 1/2 ounce or 3/4 of an ounce for the little nib on top. Probably about the 1/2 ounce actually. We're going to use some of that more of that early autumn and a little more of the autumn. I love that it comes in the 3 stages of autumn. So depending on when you start making your crafts with it, you can really hone in on the autumn tones for the time of autumn it is. Get that stirred up in there. And we're going to put another drop of glue. Get it mixed up. Get it all thick and goopy. Get it poured in there and move on to the next part. A little bit more resin to mix in there with the last little bit of glitter, and just to top this off. And then this piece will be done. There we go. And perfect. See a little leaf trying to jump up out of that tray. Let me get it poked down. This is where I realized I needed to do some poking in there and make sure there's no air bubbles. Carefully move that off to the side. And we're going to have to mix up a little bit more resin. There we go. And add some of the coloring. I'll put about, I want more of the red than I do of the bronze. because I'm going for like a reddish brownish tone, if that makes sense. And I'm going to have to take off my glove because there's just no way I can open that bag with that glove on. I'll wipe off my little spoon. And we'll use about 2 little scoops of the deep red. And this is just one of those little plastic wand spoons. And I'm just using a decent little scoop out of there. Well, 2 little decent scoops. See the bubbles rising to the surface on the tray and the little back of the lantern. Little teeny tiny bubbles. That one leaf, it does not want to stay down in there. And just so you know, I struggled with that thing for probably a good hour after I shut this down to let everything cure, because that one leaf it didn't want to stay there. But now we're going to use a scoop of the bronze. In hindsight, I would have used a little less bronze, but all in all, I'm not mad at how it turned out. And let me grab a glove here and at least wrap it around the cup. And that way my hands are not touching that resin. Yeah, it's a pretty color. And this little guy takes about 4 ounces. He's got the teeniest, tiniest little ears down in the bottom. And the way the mold is made, because it's a candle mold, but even as a candle mold, those little ears are so hard to get to squish any air out of them. So fingers crossed we do not get a little tiny air bubble trapped in there, so that the little thing looks like it's been in a fight missing its ears. Goodness knows that is not what we're looking for. Get it all squished the best I can. These are nice sturdy molds, I'll give them that, but I really wish those little ears would have been easier to get to. Just give it a little banging on the table there, hopefully. And get it filled the rest of the way up. Let it sit and let it ooze its way down in there. And then go ahead and top it back off. I had just a teeny tiny bit left, but not enough to worry about, so all in all, pretty good. Pretty good. And I need to get a new camera arm. This one clamps to the desk and it's a pain. But here we are 24 hours later, all cured up and done. And now to find out, and yes, no matter what I did, a couple of those little leaves decided to poke up out the back of that thing. See if I can find a spot that'll let me start this on. I think it decided it wanted to hang on. There we go. Oh. Get it all peeled out of there. Fingers crossed there are no air pockets on the other side of this thing. I did my best to squish them leaves down, and as you can see, they still wanted to float up. I'll go ahead and pull the little cap for the lantern out, and goodness knows this is a nice sturdy mold, so it doesn't want to come out that easy. Just roll it up, Liz. Just roll it up. Give it a good hard tug. It's solid. Hopefully the top is solid and it don't pull off. That would be terrible. There we go. Yeah, nothing poking out around the little threads, so I think we're okay. I think we're okay. Now we'll get the lantern out of here. Hopefully pick off these little tiny excess pieces where I got a tiny bit of overflow. Let's see, can I pull it out that way? No, we cannot. We're just going to set it down here and we're going to roll it. When all else fails, roll your mold. And there we go, and just that centerpiece popped out. And oh, I hope I did not use too much glitter. If I use too much glitter and those lights just are in there not doing nothing, I'm gonna be mad. Make sure the little top screws on okay. Perfect. And now we'll demold Francesca here. At least I hope I grabbed the Francesca mold. That's what I call her, because she's just too cute. Her little tail up in the air. Oh, there she is. Oh, she is so adorable. And I love how that color came out. I love it in the matte finish. Yep, not going to shine this up at all. I love that. Put our lights in our lantern. See if I overdid the glitter and glass. And I don't know why I thought I would stick the wire in that way. It's not going to work. Just put your two fingers together. It's a wire. And wrap it. There we go. Now you're cooking with gas. There we go. Just stuff it down in there. I do not want it to flash. Forgive me, those of you who are sensitive to flashing lights. There we go. Perfect. Just enough, but not too much. And you still see the lights, but it's not just bright light. Oh, no air pockets. I'm so happy. And I love how that came out with the glitter around the edge and how it just pulled just a little bit in there. And you can see the individual leaves. They almost look like real leaves. I wish you could see how great it turned out. So we'll set the little lantern and the little squirrely on the tray, and there we have it. I don't think I like it like that. I think I need them in the opposite direction. I'm weird like that. So cute. So cute. There we go. That's more like it. Yeah. She is so adorable. I love this mold. I have 3 of them. But this one by far, her little cutesy face with her little hands under her chin are just... I love it. And her little ears came out perfect. No little air bubbles. I couldn't be happier. Now, I really wish I could find my gold marker. I will say, when it comes to these chrome markers, Let's Resin, they do, so far that I've tried, they do make the best. And I could not find my gold, so I was going to use silver, but nope. I went and spent 15 minutes trying to figure out where the gold one was. So silver would have been okay, but with the tones, I think gold is best. And I'm just going to put just a fine line around the edge because it just looks kind of blah. And I just want to finish the edges off on it to give it a little more definition. And it's a pretty complicated one because some edges have a nice fine edge that you can, draw around and trace around with no issues. And then some of it's just rounded, but it's worth the struggle. It's such a beautiful mold. Definitely worth the struggle. I'll struggle with it probably 300 more times. I'll probably replace this mold over and over again. I may just go ahead and pour myself a blank of it. That way I can make my own because it'd probably be a lot cheaper than continuously buying them. Because it's not one of the cheaper molds on Temu. I think it's like somewhere between $8 and $12 for this mold, even on Temu. Yeah, I think I paid $7.95 for it. And there we go. Get a nice fine edging on it. Just that hint to make it pop. And I don't want it all over every definition on here, but just enough to kind of make it go, oh, okay, we're elegant tonight. I think that's the word I'm looking for. And just about done. As you can see, just a hint of the gold around it just really finishes off and makes the glitter and the leaves just kind of jump out and say, hello, it's fall. I thought, why not start the fall season with a little cuteness, because we're going to end it in Halloween and going, oh. Well, we won't end it till November, but fall in October is a whole different monster than fall in September and November. And there we go. Just a little bit more on this side. Missed a couple little spots. Little spot on that side that apparently I didn't notice was off camera. Okay, and I'll get it all set back up, and I will pop you guys off of the arm, and we will get you down where you guys can see better. I'm going to put a little bit of gold on the little squirrel's eyes and his little nose. And not his, it's a her. Her name is Francesca. But we'll get a little bit of gold accents on the little squirrel just to kind of make it just pop out a little more, because why not? I do need to get a finer gold pen so I can do like around the mouthpieces, but right now I have is the large chisel tip because I just have the 3-pack. And there we go. There she is in all her prettiness. Use a little Q-tip or a little stick with a cotton swab thingy on the end of it. Sorry it's out of camera, but my vision is going so bad. I was trying to get close enough to see because I got a little bit out of the way. But there we go. So I'm going to pop you off the tripod, get you down lower so you guys can get a much better view. Thank you all for watching. I appreciate you. And I will see you in the next one. You have a wonderful night. Don't forget to comment below.